We're on the road with Mickey, we're gonna have some fun. Regardless of the rain or sun, our trip has just begun. So buckle up, let's go, we're about to start the show. And maybe if you like us, you'll see where else we'll go. Hi everyone, I'm Sophie, he's Mike. Welcome to our little corner of the podcasting universe. Hopefully you like the sound of our voices and you want to stick around for the show. Not that it stays in one place for long. I mean, after all, we are on the road with Mickey. So hop in the car and buckle up your seat belts because we've got an awesome adventure this week. Now a brief rundown before we get moving. First up, our roundtable talk where we'll discuss the main topic for this week, followed by some Disney trivia ranging from Disney history to a random Disney character of the day. Well, that's just about it. Everybody ready? Let's get this show on the road.
Hey everyone, I'm Mike and she's Sophie.
Hi.
And we're on the road with Mickey. This is podcast episode number 44 for November 2nd, 2020. And our feature topic this week is some nighttime experiences at Disney. With pandemic going on, nighttime experiences are not what they used to be. But we're gonna
few and far between. That's
what
I have to say.
They are, but we're going to go over some of the ones that we have experienced in the past and look forward to when we can experience them again in the future, right?
Right.
But first, like always, we have some cheddar from the Big Cheese. And sadly, most of this cheddar is not good news. But we're going to give it to you anyway. And just remember to keep the cast members in your thoughts, okay? The first is that the layoffs at Disney continue, unfortunately. We've heard that practically all of the cast members, if not all of them, that work on the stage shows and things like that, for example, Festival of the Lion King and Finding Nemo the Musical, have been laid off. The list is long and sad, and our thoughts and prayers go out to all the cast members affected and their families. Now, just remember, like Sophie mentioned last week, if you wish to help them out, the cast member pantry is a place you can go to donate towards their well-being. They are accepting donations, and if you wanted to leave a donation, you would send money via Venmo to the @cast member pantry address. And any donation is, of course, greatly appreciated by them. They're doing good work there to help out their fellow cast members. So just keep that in mind. And in one other bit of COVID news, the government in France has implemented a mandatory lockdown due to a spike in cases in Europe. And as a result, Disneyland Paris is having, and they closed effective October 30, 2020. Word is that they're going to try and reopen in February and that they're still going to be able to do something Christmas, but I don't have any details on what that something is. So that's just two of a slew of negative things that have been happening. But you probably heard it all anyway already. So, Sophie, why don't you give us some good news?
I would love to give us some good news. And that is to do with everyone's favorite Disney Plus show, The Mandalorian. Season 2 has been released as of this episode being aired. And on top of that,
it was episode on October 30th is when it started, when it was streaming.
Yep. And on top of that, Disney has put up a model in the Lego store at Disney Springs of the child, and you can see it on Instagram. We will put the link in the show notes for you guys to click on and go see it. I think it's adorable. I think it's absolutely adorable, and it looks so wonderful. It's so detailed.
Yeah, it really is, and it's really cool, and it's entirely Legos.
Mm-hmm.
So
entirely out of Legos. I have to wonder those things.
I don't know. I don't know. But what else do you have for us? There's one more bit, right?
Yes, lastly, there is at least some short-term good news with regards to the Disney cast members. Disney has called back about 200 of them to work in the shopping and dining facilities over on Buena Vista Street in California Adventure Park, which also means that Disney might be a little bit closer to opening back up Disneyland in California.
Yeah, I don't know when it'll be open. Like we're used to it being open, but but at the very least, they're able to open up. They're navigating around the governor's orders to the point that they're able to open up dining and shopping because that's part of a different segment. So no rides. You can't just walk through California Adventure Park to anywhere you want to go. You're limited to Buena Vista Street. But but at this point, the guys out in California, they all need some Disney fix some way, somehow. And this is one way for them to get even just a smidgen of Disney magic. Even if it's just a touch, even if you're just there to go look at one shop and then just kind of be there, to be in the moment. I think that's beneficial. So, I don't know
Yeah,
how, I don't know how long that'll be open. I don't know if it's just for the holiday season or if it's ongoing, but hopefully that short-term good news will turn into long-term good news.
I agree. I
Yeah.
hope it I hope it's a long-term thing because the people of California, from what my friend Jagan has told me, because she lives in California, people are getting really unhappy over there.
Yeah. Yeah. And we just our thoughts go out to every single one of them. So
Yep.
now, um, there are some ways to keep the magic flowing maybe a little bit, and you can do that in connecting with us. You can connect with us on Facebook. We have a group called On the Road with Mickey Group, and it's easily searchable on Facebook. We also have On the Road with Mickey as our Facebook page for the show as well. Um, on YouTube, we have a YouTube channel also called On the Road with Mickey. Go figure, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh
and we have
yeah.
and we have an Instagram account also On the Road with Mickey.
So many weird, hard to
I
remember
know,
names. How
I
on
know.
earth? Why can't they just pick one?
And Sophie, what's our email address?
On the road with Mickey.
It's info@ontheroadwithmickey.com.
Yup.
Info@ontheroadwithmickey.com. And we have a voicemail. If you want to leave us a voicemail, we're at 919-799-8390. So feel free to reach out to us, touch base with us, give us a show note, show idea if you have something. If you got any cheddar, send it to us. If you see something and you're not sure if we've seen it, send it to us. You can send it to us on any of those methods. And we love to hear from you. So thanks everybody.
Definitely. Thank you.
All right. So, our feature topic this week is the nighttime experiences at Disney. And in many people's minds, visiting Disney at night might be where the real magic happens, where it's really almost beyond far and away better than visiting Disney during the day. I don't know if it is or not, but we all have our opinions on that. And I think when you visit Disney at night, it can be a phenomenal experience.
It
So,
really can.
so we wanted to touch base on some of the things that we've done in the past and things that we're looking forward to in the future as well as things we can do with regards to getting some of those nighttime experiences. Things we're going to look forward to post COVID. You know. So, Sophie, let's just shoot out a few of these thoughts that we have and tell me what you think of them, okay?
Okay.
So go for the first one.
Well, of course, there is the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party that happens in the fall. At least it would happen during normal years when there's not a pandemic going around.
Sure. And we were able to see that, as you heard, um, us talk about previous episodes. We were able to experience that last year, and that was really cool. And we're looking forward to when we can experience it again, right, Sophie?
Oh, yes, definitely. I love the Halloween party.
Yeah, and I hear that Jagan's already planning some costume designs for the next time we do it.
Oh, yeah, she
What
is.
you want to spill the beans on that or no?
Nope.
No, we're holding that one a secret until later, huh?
That one's a secret between me, Jagan, and Aunt Sheila.
Okay. Okay. Well, then we will skip that for the next time.
hmm
But
However,
yeah.
when
Yeah.
we do meet up in November, she does want me to wear my Stella Lou costume.
Mhm.
So you're gonna have to bring that down for me, okay?
Yeah, I will. I will.
Thank you.
It was already on our list of things to bring.
Thank you.
No problem. And another thing that happens in this time period, after the Halloween party ends, of course, is the Very Merry Christmas party, which isn't something we've experienced yet, and they're not having it this year, but it's on my list to do in the future. And so, just the thought of all the chocolate chip cookies and hot chocolate you could drink and eat, and special parade down Main Street with it snowing on Main Street. That's to me is just sounds really cool, and it just seems really neat. Like that would be something cool to experience.
It is. It does sound amazing.
Yeah.
Especially, I think, because they have hot chocolate stations around the park. Like
Hmm.
at the Halloween party, they have candy stations because trick or treating. But at the Christmas party, they have hot chocolate and candy cane stations, I think.
Yeah. Hot
And then, of
chocolate,
course, there's
and I
ye
think
old.
chocolate chip cookies too are also served.
Yep, I think so. And then, of course, there's ye old Christmas shop, which is open year round, but ornaments.
That's true. That's very true. So, yeah, some really cool stuff there. Um, you know, one of the things that I really like about about Disney, and I look forward to when they bring it back, is evening extra magic hours.
I wholeheartedly agree.
I mean, I have so many stories from evening extra magic hours. I have the time that Mommy and I went to ride the carousel, and you and Stephanie went to go ride Dumbo. And while we were in line for the carousel, we saw Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse get on Dumbo with a couple of guests that just happened to be there. Um, and they just were like, "Come on, ride with us." And so they got to ride with Mickey Mouse and with Minnie Mouse on Dumbo. That was
I,
cool.
I could have sworn that was during the day.
That was at night.
Oh,
That was extra magic hours time. And I got pictures, um, so that's really cool for me to remember. And then another story, of course, is the time you weren't there at this one, but the time that Mommy and I were with Steph and Shane, and we got to see Steph proposed to in front of Cinderella Castle by Shane, and that
mm-hmm.
was several years back now. Gosh,
Yep.
um,
I
it's
think I
fab.
had
It's
decided
amazing how
to.
fast that goes. So
I think I had decided to go with Maddie and Miss Monica.
yeah, yeah, you had. So that was 2012.
Wow.
Like, so that's quite a long time ago. Um,
It's a
but those are memories that happened during evening extra magic hours. So cool. Such great
Yep.
memories. And another thing, a last thing I'll say about this one is that, you know, sometimes just wandering around World Showcase in the evening is just so relaxing. It's so cool. It's
Oh yeah.
just really neat because it's just, you know, so peaceful, you know?
It
So,
is. It really is because it's the time of the day or night when all of the families with the little kids that are too sleepy to go on have left the park and they're going back to their rooms, so you can just walk.
yeah, you can just stroll around World Showcase, you know, and it's just really neat to me. So, what about you?
It
Do you
is.
have any special memories from evening extra magic hours?
I think I just like to be there with when it's going on.
Yeah,
Yep. And then of course there are the fireworks shows.
true. The fireworks, the fireworks at 9 o'clock at Epcot, and the times vary, of course, at Magic Kingdom, and they even have fireworks at Hollywood Studios. So, so
Yep.
those are definitely worth checking out and experiencing. And I'm, you know, I'm ready for fireworks to be back. And it's funny because I never liked fireworks, the sound of fireworks and all when I was a lot younger. So,
Oh yeah, I was the same way.
yeah.
Yeah, we had very sensitive hearing when I was back in those years, and we just could not stand the sound of fireworks. We had to watch them from inside a building like cosmic rays, I think.
Mhm. Yeah.
And but
But then we got earplugs, and then everything, all of a sudden it was like a whole new world, you know?
a whole new
There you go.
world. You walked right into that one.
I was tossing that one for you to start singing on purpose.
Oh, sure you were.
I was. I was.
Okay, whatever you say.
Do you remember, Sophie, the Animal Kingdom block party at Dinoland USA?
I remember stories that you have told me about it, but I can't say that I remember it personally.
Okay. Well, I'll have to text you over a picture, because I have several pictures of it. But for those that don't know, it used to be that Animal Kingdom never closed or never stayed open for evening extra magic hours because the animals needed to be taken care of and put in their pens and whatnot for sleep and so forth. Um, so they always closed at like 5 or 6 o'clock. Um, but one time, this is like 2007 or 8, so this is several years back. And Sophie, I'm not surprised you don't remember it because you were very young then. Um, One day they did have extra magic hours, and I think it only extended to Dinoland USA. I don't think it went anywhere else. You could only go into Dinoland USA. And we were
Hmm.
able to do that. And they had a block party right on the road that heads towards Dinosaur and where the Triceratops spin is and all those and all in that area. They made it into a block party, and Chip and Dale were there, and Goofy was there, and and it was just so much fun because it was just, they were playing music, kids were dancing, the characters were dancing. It was just a lot of fun.
Wow.
Just a lot of fun. And I have several pictures of you with Chip and Dale. So, and also with Goofy. So I'm not sure what's going on. My something's talking.
I think I think that's Siri.
I'm not even sure it is, but anyway, I don't know where it's coming from. So, So pardon the interruption, please, folks. this is what
Mm-hmm.
this is what happens when things happen. But anyway, and that was a lot of fun. And so I really enjoyed that time. And I don't think I've seen it since. Now, of course, it's not as hard to get extra magic hours or evening hours at Animal Kingdom because of Pandora and all that. And that's actually one I don't even have on the list is the nighttime scenes at Pandora. But
Oh yeah. Pandora is stunning at night, both in the movie and in the park.
yeah, okay. So what do you have that you want to talk about next on our list?
Well, I have to say, I already mentioned the fireworks at the Magic Kingdom and Epcot, but actually a lot of my nighttime memories, they don't really take place at Disney World. They take place at Disneyland over in California, and two of those would be Fantasmic. I have never seen Fantasmic in Hollywood Studios where it takes place in Walt Disney World. I always saw Fantasmic in Disneyland in the canal that separated Tom Sawyer Island from the rest of the park.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You know what, Sophie? I'm the same way. I have only seen it at Disneyland.
And I personally think it's better there because I don't know about Fantasmic, but you can get up close and personal with all the water shows that are going on in that canal because you're right up against the guardrail that keeps you from falling in.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's the Rivers of
America, I think.
America. Yeah. Rivers of America is what it's called. Um, and that is neat. And of course, neither one of us having seen it yet in Hollywood Studios, we
That
don't
may
know if,
change.
that might be it might be the same exact. It might not, it's different obviously in the setting because they have an amphitheater for Fantasmic at Hollywood Studios that they don't have at Disneyland. But but the show
Yep.
might be exactly the same. So I don't know. But it was cool to see it there, and part of the problem with Fantasmic for us has always been that it a lot of times when we were ready to go see it, it ends up being canceled because of weather or something. So that's why we've never seen it at Hollywood Studios.
Yep. That and I think it's so late of a show too, and it's
Yeah.
not right in the middle of everything where everyone can see it. You have to be in a specific place to go see Fantasmic when it's at Hollywood Studios, but you could see Fantasmic right as you're walking down the lane of New Orleans Square or Frontierland at Disneyland, because it's almost like a fireworks show there.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So that's good information to remember. Um, so
Mm-hmm.
tell me about World of Color. You like World of Color, huh?
Oh yeah, World of Color is the absolute best. I don't I have not been to California Adventure since they switched it from well, actually I have been to Pixar Pier, haven't I? But I do not remember if World of Color was still a thing in Pixar Pier, while as it was the crown jewel of night at Paradise Pier, which was in California Adventure, which is the second half of the Disneyland Resort in California.
Mm-hmm.
And the World of Color, it is absolutely stunning to see. This picture that I have behind me, it does not do it justice.
Yeah.
You have to see it for yourself in order to understand how truly beautiful it is. And my favorite memory of it is actually on my Sweet 16. My parents had shipped me off to California for 3 weeks for my 16th birthday. And on the day that I turned 16, at 7:57 p.m. California Pacific time,
Mhm.
I was we ate lunch at one of the reservation we ate dinner at one of the reservation restaurants in the park. Me, Jagan, and Aunt Sheila, they were the ones that were there at my party. And then we went over to California Adventure because we had fast passes for World of Color, and it was the first attraction that I went on as that I went to as a 16-year-old, and it was just so pretty. We had perfect spots to see it.
Did you get wet?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
If we did, then it was just a spritz, which is not wet enough for me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a good memory, Sophie.
It's a great memory.
Yeah.
And I wish you could have been there for it, but no, you sent me off on my own.
Well, that was intentional. We wanted you to have that experience with you and Jagan, you know?
I agree. Thank you for that, but I do wish you could have been there to see it.
Well, we'll be there for maybe for your next birthday, you know? We'll have
My
to see.
20th. My 20th birthday.
Yeah, coming up.
Or my 21st.
We'll see. Speaking of 21st birthday, I have something I would like to do with you for your 21st birthday.
I'm not gonna ask what that is.
There is at the boardwalk this really, really fun venue. And a lot of people will know what it is. It's called Jelly Rolls. And it's a
Ooh.
bar, but you don't have to drink alcohol there. Okay. They have a small cover charge. I think the last time I went was not last year, so not 2019, but probably 2018. I think my cover charge was like $15. So not a huge amount, right? And they feature dueling piano bar. It's a dueling piano bar
Ooh.
where they have two pianos put face to face on each other and two performers working out and playing songs. And it is so much fun, Sophie. Now, I say 21 because you have to be 21 in order to get in. Um, and that would be a fun event to take you to for your 21st birthday. I think you would absolutely love it,
Thank
even though
you.
you probably wouldn't want any alcohol any more than I did. And
Mommy wouldn't want me to have any alcohol.
yeah, but I think you would love the music. You would love the energy that comes out of it. And I think it's definitely something we should plan on doing for your 21st birthday.
Thank you.
So we'll keep that in mind. That would be June of 2022.
Keeping that in mind, definitely.
Okay.
Now, what else can we talk about with regards to the nighttime experience?
Well, sometimes the best experiences are the most laid back. You know,
I will agree with that.
my friend Cindy, not my wife Cindy, my friend Cindy, who is a regular follower of On the Road with Mickey. So thank you, Cindy. She commented. I asked this question in the Facebook group. I asked what some of their favorite nighttime things to do at Disney were, and she said Tomorrowland at night.
Ooh.
And Tomorrowland, when it's night out and it's lit up the way it lights up, is so cool. It is so cool. And to me, taking it a step further, just going up, and I can't wait for the day we can ride the People Mover again. But,
Oh
you
my
know,
gosh, I
taking in a ride
agree.
of the Tomorrowland Transit Authority People Mover at night is phenomenal entertainment. And that is like some high class, relaxing Disney magic that just happens. And it's so easy to do. You're not having to make a special reservation. You just show up and you get on and you enjoy like a 5 or 10 minute ride. And it's at night. So
Yep.
I think the only time the People Mover is better than just as it is when you're riding the People Mover at night.
I will agree with that. However, you have to admit that feeling that nice, soothing breeze on your face as you just ride along, that is a great thing when it's really hot.
Well, that's true too. That's true too. But to me, the scenery and the scenic views at night is what really makes it. So anyway, that's one of the things I like to do.
Yep.
And then another of my friends, Lynn, she actually said that she likes to just people watch, while you're sitting on a bench eating popcorn. And you know what? That's got a lot of draw to me right now, also. Just relaxing, taking it all in, watching the kids who are, like you said, Sophie, about to pass out because they've had such a fun day, and just watching them fall off to sleep while their parents push them in the stroller or whatever, and just soaking in the magic, that ambiance of that whole setting. One of my favorite things we did when we were at Disney in July was when we were in Town Square, just listening to the music, and hearing the music from Up. That that was spoke volumes.
The music from Up is one of Disney's greatest compositions.
Yeah,
That's all I have to say.
yeah. So
That
anyway,
song, that song captures life in a
yeah,
nutshell.
it sure does. It sure does. So those are just some other examples of what you can do at Disney at night. And there's no extra. You're not having to make a reservation for a special dining event or whatever. Although, you mentioned the fireworks, Magic Kingdom and Epcot, and we have two experiences that we did. We did one of them at Epcot in 2013 with the Pixies. You remember what that was?
Trying to
And it
think.
was a nighttime experience. You want me to fill
Wasn't
you in?
that the Food and Wine Festival?
No, not in this instance. In this instance, in 2013, um, Lisa organized a Pixie get together,
The
and
dessert
one of
party.
the dessert party at Italy. Yep, one of the things they did was Epcot was having a dessert party at the Italian Pavilion,
Mm-hmm.
the Italy Pavilion, and it was on that section of the pavilion that juts out to the water. And so it was like a private little balcony sort of thing. And it was really cool. Good food. We got to see the fireworks right from where we were. It was just really neat. We got to see illuminations right there. And then also, we have done the dessert party for Wishes from Tomorrowland, from the
Oh
Tomorrowland
yeah.
Terrace with Aunt Sheila and I think with Leanne and Riley. So it was Aunt Sheila, Uncle Randy, and Jagan, and
Chicken,
the three of
Riley.
us,
Yeah.
and then I
So.
think Riley and Leanne. I think
Mhm.
so. I think there were 8 of us. So
Oh yeah. I don't know why I count. No, 9. Wait.
9.
Oh right. I forgot. Uncle Sean wasn't there.
No, he doesn't come to Disney as often as Aunt Leanne does. But anyway, so that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So those are two other things that you can do um, when things get back to normal. And all these sorts of ideas are just things to wet your whistle and get you to start thinking ahead for that next trip that you want to take, right?
Oh yeah. And then of course there's pretty much all of Disney Springs.
That's true. That's
Disney
true.
Springs is great at nighttime.
Yeah.
Absolutely wonderful. It may
Yeah.
not be Disney, well, it may not be the parks,
Right.
but the atmosphere.
Yeah.
You could people watch in the parks, you could people watch there. The ambience, it it just changes when the sun goes down.
Yeah, it does. And And if you're shopping at Disney Springs during the summer months, shopping there at night is the way to go because it does cool down quite a bit, you know. So so that really makes it worth it. Um, I have two last things I want to add to our list of things that we do at night. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the first one is actually something my friend Kathy, who's one of my clients, told me that we need to do. And she said that riding Seven Dwarfs Mine Train during the fireworks is phenomenal for her. And the reason
Ooh.
it is because when you come out of the tunnel, the view is absolutely amazing.
Well then,
So that's
looks like
something
we
to
have.
put on our list, especially during a fireworks show.
Oh yeah,
Okay. So that's
definitely.
something to check on our list for later on. And then the other thing, you notice my background, Sophie, with Spaceship Earth in the back and the beautiful colors.
Oh
That's
yeah.
it's just I was just lucky that I was able to take that picture. But that's just one of the things that's really cool to do at night is to take photographs of different Disney areas at night because
Definitely.
sometimes the colors and the way that it bounces off of different things just really opens it up and makes it just sparkle.
Oh yeah.
So taking photos at night at Disney can be really worth the time and getting things gathered
Mm-hmm.
together to make it happen.
It is just beautiful.
So
Absolutely gorgeous. And I really have to say, I'm thinking that nighttime at Disney is my favorite time at Disney now.
okay, I think it is for me. You know, it's just I've always, when we talk about evening or when we talk about extra magic hours at Disney, we've done both. We've done morning extra magic hours and we've done evening extra magic hours. In the morning extra magic hours, you basically get like an extra hour um, before the park opens. And at night, it used to be that you got 3 hours extra. Now I think it's 2 hours extra when they do it. And of course, right now they're not doing it at all because of COVID.
Yeah,
But
I always remember it being 2 hours extra.
well, at one point I think it was three. But anyway, um, I just think being there at night just has a different draw, you know? And it kind of reminds me of when we were staying at the Grand Californian and our balcony was looking over Paradise Pier and we were able to hear the music. And exactly that was
Mm-hmm.
right there off our balcony was Mickey's Fun Wheel.
Yep. And it was a beautiful thing to see. I
Yeah.
will tell you that right now. The
Yeah.
colors, I cannot stress enough how much this picture doesn't do it justice. I picked poorly with this one.
Oh no, I think it's an awesome picture. I think it's an awesome picture. But hearing the music as the park is winding down and it's
Mm-hmm.
closed and you're drifting off to dreamland and you're hearing that music out there, oh, it's just phenomenal.
And then, of course, on an off chance, I just looked up pictures of Rivers of Light. Oh my gosh, I'm so sad that we didn't see that.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I
Mm.
think Rivers of Light could have been Animal Kingdom's version of World of Color.
Yeah, by the looks of it, it was.
And you're right. I wish it was going on, but a lot of things aren't going on right now. So maybe in the future, maybe hold out hope. Maybe one day they'll bring it back. So
Maybe.
so anyway, but that's all I've got for our feature topic. Do you have one last happy note you want to leave us on?
No, I don't. I think that's it for the feature topic. I do have a lot of stuff I want to talk about for this day in Disney history, though.
Okay. Well, why don't you go ahead and start us off? What do you
I
got for November 2nd?
I've got There were actually tons of different things I could have chosen for November 2nd. I actually ended up taking one out that I was going to talk about.
Okay.
But I shall start. This spans over the course of over 100 years.
Wow.
So I'm taking you all the way back to 1832.
Okay.
November 2nd, a very special man was born. And he was born Keppel Disney, Walt's paternal grandfather, to
Oh.
Arundel Elias Disney and Maria Swan in Ireland.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's cool. So
Yep,
is it Kebble, Keb as in boy El, or Keppel?
Kepple.
Keppel.
Keppel Disney.
Okay. So if Keppel wasn't around, then Walt wouldn't have been around.
That is correct.
And none of that in your background and my background would be here probably.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, thank you for Keppel being born on November 2nd, 1832.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And then, over 100 years later, in 1963, the Dapper Dans sang with Julie Andrews and Wally Boag at a special Disneyland press-only event on the Golden Horseshoe stage to promote next year's release of Mary Poppins.
That's right. Mary Poppins was released in 1964, and Wally Boag was one of the longest running performers at was it the Diamond Horseshoe?
The Golden Horseshoe.
Golden Horseshoe is what it was over in Disneyland. Diamond Horseshoe is what it is at Disney World.
That
So,
is correct.
all right. Good stuff. And the Dapper Dance performed with them.
Mm-hmm. And then, I'm still not done.
I know.
Then we have three things, again, that all happened on the same day. However, I'm only going to talk about two of them.
Okay.
In 2001, my birth year, I
Yeah,
was only a few months old when this happened.
you were.
November 2nd, 2001, Disney's animated feature Monsters, Inc., featuring the voices of John Goodman and Billy Crystal, opens. It is the fourth feature collaboration between the Walt Disney Company and Pixar, but the first film Pixar has released not directed by John Lasseter.
Wow. Hey, Sophie,
What?
can I fill you in on a little secret?
What?
Last weekend, last Sunday, Mommy and I went to the movies and we saw Monsters Inc. And I had no idea it was that close to the release time because, in the movies, they're, they're open, some of them, but they're very limited in their seating, and
Yep.
they're pretty much just running movies that had been out before. So I'm like, let's go see Monsters Inc. And it was very economical for us, and we had a good time. And I don't think we ever saw it because, like we said, you were just a baby, so we wouldn't have gone to see it.
Well, I'm pretty sure you did. You
I,
said that my first movie in the theater was around December.
yeah, but it wasn't Monsters Inc. I'm certain of that.
Hmm. Well,
So
okay. I still think it was Monsters, Inc. The
anyway,
dates are just too close.
I don't think it was, but it was a Disney movie. I'll ask Mommy if she remembers. I'll get back with you.
Okay.
Anyway, so what's your other bit?
Well, this one is to do with a very, very not well-known park that used to be at Disney World. Do you know which one I'm talking about? It was a water park.
I was gonna say, is it the one that was over by Fort Wilderness?
It is called Disney's River Country.
River
It
Country,
was
yeah.
It
And that
was the first water park at the Walt Disney World Resort, and on November 2nd, 2001, it closed.
oh,
Positioned on the shore of Bay Lake near Discovery Island, River Country featured a rustic wilderness theme, complete with rocks and man-made boulders. First opening in June 1976, Disney had decided to close it due in part to Florida laws prohibiting the use of natural bodies of water for water park use. It has not been set foot in since.
Except for the occasional trespasser
Trespasser.
who goes over
Yep.
there to go camping and then gets busted and banned for life.
Yep. Because
But
I
yeah,
do
I
believe
thought
there was
that was what it was. I
bacteria
couldn't
and
remember
stuff
the
in
name
that
of it
water.
though. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
it
sure
would.
there is.
Yeah. So
So,
that's that. That's all I got.
all right. Well, that's good stuff. Thank you, Sophie. Um, I think that's neat, and I never went to River Country, but but I think it would have been fun back in the day. So,
Well, maybe, aside from the potential dangers and hazards there.
yeah, exactly. Well, that brings us to my Disney Who's Who character. And full disclosure, this is who I was going to use last week. And since I had technical issues and did not do a Who's Who character, I am going to use her today. And Sophie already remembers who it is.
I
And
absolutely do.
it is my niece Stephanie's favorite character. At least it used to be.
I think it still is.
You think it still is? And
Yeah, I think it still is.
her name is Marie, and she is a cat from the Aristocats. She is a small white Turkish Angora kitten. She and her brothers live with their mother, Duchess, in Madame Adelaide Bonfamille's home in Paris. I hope I'm pronouncing that correct.
You pronounced it right.
Marie prides herself on being a lady. Although she does her best to mimic her mother's behavior, she often comes across as prissy and spoiled. But Marie is not above a good fight and has been known to enjoy a rumble with her brothers from time to time. She is also likely to tattle on them if she does not get her way. Marie is a dreamer with her head always in the clouds. She also has a beautiful singing voice and is a hopeless romantic. She is first to welcome Thomas O'Malley to the family as the kitten's new stepfather. And did you know, Sophie, that
Hmm.
Marie is a middle child?
I remember you telling me that. However, I had always thought that she was the youngest.
And she is also the only female kitten.
Well, yes.
And um, Marie starred in her own Japanese music video called Disney Marie Walk in Paris.
Yes, I actually went and watched that after we were done.
I did too, and it was really cool.
I think
And,
it was wonderful.
and then Marie is named after the French Queen Marie Antoinette. In original concept art for the film, she was called Marie Antoinette, but this was later shortened to just Marie. So, that's my Disney Who's Who character for this week. And
I
then
love it. What quote are
lastly,
we going for?
my Walt Disney quote is on progress and innovation. And we are going to talk about audio animatronics. And audio animatronics are sound and animation through electronics. It's opened a whole new door for us. We can program whole shows on a tape. The tape sends signals, and the little figures go to work, and they sing and act and move according to the impulse that comes from the. This is all possible because of this big drive that we've had on the space age development, the electronic age. And that is my Walt Disney quote. So that pretty much wraps us up, except for our charity spotlight. Sophie, do you want to talk about our charity spotlight today?
I would absolutely love to. The
Okay, go for
charity
it.
that we are spotlighting today is the one that we will be spotlighting throughout the end of the year, and that is the Neuse River Golden Retriever Rescue. We are very fond of this charity, and we actually have a personal level with it because it's where we got both of our dogs, River and Reagan, and they were golden retrievers, and we just want to put this charity out in the spotlight, and as well we want to thank them for bringing us the loving boys that we have in our family.
Yeah. And if you are interested in learning more about them, you can go to their website, which is goldenrescuenc.org. And they have a donate now button or a donate button if you're interested in donating. And if you live in the North Carolina area, you can also look at the photos they have of the dogs and see if there's any that you might be interested in meeting and maybe adopting for your own family, you know? So,
Hmm. And I just have to say this, rescue dogs are pure angels.
yes,
And
they
if
are.
you have never ever had a rescue dog before, I would recommend it. I would highly recommend it, especially
Exactly.
Goldens.
Exactly. All right. Well, good job, Sophie. And that wraps us up. So I just want to say that On the Road with Mickey is sponsored by Pixie Vacations by Mike Ellis and Tech Solutions NC. If you have any computing or travel needs, reach out to them. Tech Solutions is found at techsolutionsnc.com or on Facebook, and you can reach Mike for travel needs at mike@pixievacations.com or on Facebook at Pixie Vacations by Mike Ellis. Thank you everyone for joining us. Sophie, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
And I've always enjoyed seeing you and your
I
pretty
enjoy
face.
seeing you too, Daddy. Thank
So,
you.
so we will
we'll see you
see
on the
you on the
road.
road. Bye.
Bye.